What's up, everyone? It's Bud. How's it going? This is live stream number 2 on this channel, playing some Planet Coaster tonight. This is the old part. This is the one we did yesterday, so closing this out. You doing good? I'm doing good as well. Glad to hear it, man. Well, I wear this shirt all the time. I love this shirt. Career. And where were we? This is the second level. This is the second scenario in the career. Let's go. Some Planet Coaster 2 hype. I'm replaying Planet Coaster 1 before Planet Coaster 2 comes out. Oh, I remember this level. This one's a little annoying. It's the one with the big hole in the middle. Hey, Element of the Ride, what's up, man? So what are the objectives for this scenario? 2 janitors, 2 rides, 2 mechanics, 5 rides. I feel like that's gonna be pretty easy. Let me get some music queued up. There we go. Oh, you beat this one on your Xbox? Nice. I've played all of these, but I thought it's about time to replay Planet Coaster before Planet Coaster 2 comes out. Spent all day trying to figure out what the crate at Outpost 5 could have meant. Oh, really? I'm interested to hear. What's your theory? I don't like this pathway. First I gotta get everything in order. What happens if I just destroy the pathway that everyone's using? Yeah, we were just talking about that. Just finished a video about it. The 29 poster at Cedar Point. Oh, it's interesting. You think they've been building on this since 2019? That's really interesting, actually. Are those the posters in Frontier Town? So I remember posters that would reference Knott's Berry Farm. It's very interesting. I feel like this pathway is too ugly. I'm gonna go with brick or something. What if it goes in a little circle? There we go. Then I can have the path branch off over here. I should do No Limits 2 streams. I've been thinking about that. I think that would be kind of fun. No Limits 2 requires a lot of focus though, so I think it would be hard to focus on the ride and talk to chat at the same time. When I play No Limits 2, I'm just focused on the ride and nothing else. I think that path looks a little better. It's not gonna be as bottlenecked. Then we can get some trash cans and some benches over here. Maybe some lights. Alright, what are we thinking the first coaster at this park should be? Let's see the options. We have an RMC hybrid coaster, we have a Mach launch coaster, we have an Aero looping coaster, Schwarzkopf shuttle loop, and a Vekoma SLC. What are we thinking? Mach launch coaster? Where should I put it? Maybe over here. The problem is I can't edit the terrain in this scenario, so I have to build the station up like really high or something. Yeah, I only have 8,000. I'm not sure if I could do a Mach. Mach is 3,000 and an Aero's 1,800. I want to get the park looking kind of nice first. A couple flat rides, I could do that. Oh, I should put one in this little crevice here. That won't fit. Maybe some flying scooters over here. That'd be kind of cool. Can I get rid of this tree though? There we go. Should have left the tree. I'm trying to remember the scooters at Knoebels. Were those, like, really close to the tree? I don't really remember those. I don't remember that. People were reaching out and attacking the tree branches. My main goal right now is just to make this park look better, because right now, I think this is just hideous. I'm gonna try to make it look at least a little pleasant. I'll put some trees back though, of course. I don't know if that's too close or not. Those trees are awfully close. It'll be fine though, it'll be fine. Let's get some trash cans. I think that looks a lot nicer than before. Now I can reconnect this queue. Or can I? Yeah, just let's go over here. There we go. Where'd all the people go, though? Oh, here they are. It's a lot of people. Maverick or Steel Vengeance? For me personally, I'd say Maverick, just because the queue for Steel Vengeance is miserable. I was just talking about this yesterday on the previous live stream. The queue for Steel Vengeance, you wait in the sun for hours and then you go into the tunnel. The queue is just miserable, and then you have to go through the metal detectors. I would take Maverick any day over Steel Vengeance. They're really close in your opinion? Okay, but think about the queues. Think about the queues. I mean, Maverick's queue isn't great. It's just that one building with all the switchbacks. But at least you're not, like, cramped in that tunnel, you know? Steel Vengeance tunnel is pretty miserable. Maverick is always an hour and a half or more, though. I mean, Steel Vengeance is, too. I've never seen Steel Vengeance below 60 minutes. And Maverick doesn't have the metal detectors, and you don't have to get a locker. Personally, I prefer Maverick, but I could see why some people prefer Steel Vengeance. I think Steel Vengeance, as an experience, is worse, but the ride itself might be a little bit better. The views of the ride in the queue? Yeah, that makes sense. People like the new ride. Oh, they're lining up in the masses for the scooters. Look at that. That's what we like to see. Steel Vengeance, this article policy is actually trash. And I kind of get that, though. I mean, I don't think you should have loose articles on roller coasters, especially in a back pocket. I think zipper pockets or cargo pockets are probably the way to go. Even if it's in your back pocket, there's a chance it might fall out. And Cedar Point would be... Well, I guess they wouldn't be responsible for that. You would be responsible. But it would cause them a disaster. Yeah, you can't really tell who has a cargo pocket and who doesn't, and who has a zipper pocket, and who's just hiding something in their back pocket. They kind of need the metal detectors, unfortunately. Everybody loves the scooters, look at this. It's not the only ride in the park. They have the scooters, and then they have the little car ride over here. They don't really like the car ride, though. They like the scooters. I guess I should probably build them another ride. Think Millennium Force is overrated? I wouldn't really say overrated. It's not the best ride in the park, but I don't think most people say it is. I mean, if everyone said Millennium Force was the best thing in the world, I would agree with that. But I think most people would argue that Steel Vengeance is the best thing ever. In my opinion, Steel Vengeance is the overrated one. I'm not crazy about Steel Vengeance. I think it would only really be overrated if it was loved unanimously agreed upon that it was the best, but it's not. Most people call it Millennium Forceless. I hear enthusiasts all the time call it overrated, so I don't know. Your home park is Kings Island. You just went. Was it your first time at Cedar Point this year? Kings Island's also my home park, and after going to Kings Island so many times and finally going to Cedar Point, it was a really cool experience. I think I went for the first time back in 2017. It's very different from Kings Island. Your second time ever. Oh wow. I bet it was very different now than it was back then. Alright, I think it's time to build a roller coaster. What are we thinking? Mock launch coaster or arrow looper? That is a very good pick. Diamondback is also my favorite. Great hyper coaster. I think I'm gonna go with the arrow looper for the first ride here. Hey 9K, what's up? This is my second ever live stream on this channel. You missed the first one, but it's okay. I think I streamed it late last night. I think I started streaming at like 11 PM. Was the recording still up? Beast at Night is the most... I think Beast at Night is a little overrated. I don't know. I mean, it's great. It's a great night ride, but I wouldn't say it's the best night ride. Hey Scotty, what's up? I do like the Beast at Night, but it's not my favorite night ride. Scotty, are you in 2 streams at once? Oh no, I just realized this is the border of the park. What am I gonna do? I guess I could do like a little turn at the top or something. A janktastic arrow looper. I like that. Oh, they just stopped? I think I caught like the last 10 minutes of their stream. Oh, that's true. I don't know if the bat's my favorite at night, but it's one of them. The bat in the back row at night is an incredible ride. Yeah, you gotta wait till it's like pitch black out. Ride it in the back row, it's incredible. I made the lift hill a little too long. You've never done the bat at night? It's great. Diamondback row 2? Why row 2? Why not row 1? Yeah, you guys gotta try the bat at night. It's incredible. Back row specifically. Oh, outside seats on row 2? I don't think the seats make that big of a difference, though. I could be wrong. Which one's your favorite night ride, Ian? Oh, Orion probably, right? Is that drop too tight? Nah, I think it's good. The only ride I haven't done at KI that isn't an upcharge is... I'm scared of Drop Tower too. I would personally not do Drop Tower. Those rides scare the daylights out of me. Drop Towers are terrifying. I've done Drop Tower at Kings Island before. I will probably not do it again. It is terrifying. It's like 300 feet tall. That's horrible. That's horrible. I think that it's gonna pull some serious G's right there. Now it's gonna go into a little turn over the lift hill, then do like a helix or something. Alright, later, bud. Thanks for stopping in. Let's just make the transition really tight, so it's like a janky old aero coaster. Ooh, what if I make the corkscrew go through the loop? Can I do that? No, that's not gonna work. That kinda works, I guess. Oh no, it's gonna go underground. I can't do anything about it. This is a tough situation. Maybe I just put a little straight track right here. I guess that works. Giant corkscrew. It's kind of cool, I suppose. You're in my Kings Island Han opening day video? Han's almost back. Are you gonna be there this time? No? Oh, that's no fun. Been saving for a Cedar Point trip. Cedar Point Halloween Weekends is really cool too. 6 hours away, wow. From Cedar Point or Kings Island? $86 coaster credits isn't bad. It's pretty good. What's your home park? I kind of hate how this turned out, but you know, I'm just going with it. Oh, Great America, that's pretty cool. Yeah, that would be about 6 hours from Kings Island and Cedar Point. If you've never been to Cedar Point, I would recommend waiting until next year, because Halloween Weekends is the busiest time of year, and you're not going to be able to ride anything. That's true. If you go to Cedar Point, that is, what, like 16 new credits? I mean, you can go to Halloween Weekends, but I would recommend getting a Fastlane Plus, because it's the busiest time of year. If you can go on a Thursday, I would recommend Thursday. Normally Thursdays aren't too packed during Halloween Weekends, but the Friday, Saturday, and Sundays are insane. Just way too crowded. You almost rode every single coaster at Kings Island? I feel like that's pretty good for 6 hours. Kings Island Hunt gets busy too. It's not just Cedar Point. But yeah, if you have a Fastlane Plus, it makes things a lot easier. Thank you. Half of your top 10 is Arrow? I think... I don't know. I don't think any Arrows are in my top 10. I haven't been on X2, though. I think X2 would be top 10 worthy. Magnum's pretty good, but it's not quite in my top 10. What other Arrow coasters do you have in your top 10? The world's biggest Arrow fanboy? X2 is your number 2? Is Viper really that good? I have a hard time believing Viper is top 10 worthy. Cedar Creek Mine Ride? Cedar Creek Mine Ride is not going to break my top 10. I'm sorry. I've never been on Cedar Creek Mine Ride. It just doesn't look anything special. I'm not going to like your top 10. What's your number 1? Is your number 1 an Arrow? Banshee is your number 1? Why? That's wild. I've never heard that opinion before. That's unique. That's a unique number 1 for sure. That's all I'll say about that. Need a little airtime pop before we go to the break run. There's nothing wrong with Banshee, but it's not number 1 worthy. It's a fine ride, but there's also other rides in Ohio. Banshee, X2, Wonder Woman, Renegade, Raging Bull, Viper, Iron Rattler, Max Force. You said half of those were Arrows, though. But 3 of those are Arrows. Most unique invert layout? It's unique, but I think Montu and even Raptor Cedar Point, I think those two have a beat. Although Raptor is cloned, there is a clone of Raptor somewhere else. This is gonna be a janky ending to the ride, but it's an Arrow. There we go. Oh yeah, that looks awful. It's perfect. Look at that. Alright, let's test the ride. I almost went bankrupt making this coaster. I don't know if you can see it. Finances. Right now the park has $2,000. More jank the better, exactly. In true Arrow fashion, corkscrew at Valley Fair is relatively smooth. I don't know, I haven't ridden a corkscrew model that's like horrible. I mean, the one at Cedar Point isn't smooth, but it's not that bad. The one at Michigan's Adventure isn't really smooth. I don't know. I think that one's pretty smooth too. I've never been to Great America, so I couldn't say anything about Demon, but it looks pretty cool. They removed that piece of theming though, didn't they? What corkscrew do you think is the roughest? I'm missing out on Great America? Yeah, I heard about the rocks. Demon at California's Great America is your least favorite? Loch Ness Monster's really good, and they just retracked that one too, so it's like butter smooth. Demon had airtime hills? I didn't know that. It's interesting. Yeah, Loch Ness Monster is amazing. And it's got new theming, it's got new track, it's got new everything. Fantastic little ride. You wish you could have ridden Vortex, Shockwave, and Drachenfire. Me too. I was riding coasters when Vortex was open, but I just heard bad things about it, and I never got around to riding Vortex. Pretty bummed about that one. No loops, 2 massive airtime hills? 1980 season was given loops and rethemed a demon. Really? I had no idea. You got your first ride on Vortex on its last public operating day? Oh, that's awesome. That's what me and Ian did for Scorpion. Well, it wasn't its last operating day, but we got our first and last rides on Scorpion at Busch Gardens last week. Look up Turn of the Century at Great America when you I'll look that up. Yeah, yesterday it had a lot of issues, so it closed for weather, and then they just said the staff home. And they're like, well, sorry guys, we're not reopening it. It closes 6 hours early. Feel horrible for the people who drove all the way there to ride it, and then you get there and they're not running it because they refuse to reopen it. But I think that's pretty Busch Gardens Tampa of them. Yeah, not surprising. Yeah, it's a shame for all the people who went there for the last public ride and they were out of luck. But it happens, unfortunately. Never done true East Coast theme parks. Have you been to Busch Gardens? You gotta go to Busch Gardens Williamsburg. In my opinion, that is the best East Coast theme park. Also, look at the little aero coaster, look at this. I love how this turned out. Neither of them. I'm sure you'll get there. You'll get there at some point. Hey, Coaster, what's up? Hollywood Studios, Universal Studios, Islands of Adventure, SeaWorld Orlando. Oh, nice. Is that your plans for next year? Those are some good parks. Great Adventure in Hershey. Add Knoebels to that list. And Dorney Park. Knoebels and Dorney Park, in my opinion, are better than Hershey and Great Adventure. You can't make a trip to Pennsylvania without going to Knoebels. Yeah, Dorney and Knoebels are great. A lot better than Hershey, in my opinion. Hershey Park and Silver Dollar City are your #1 bucket list parks? I've been to Hershey, and I think Hershey Park is very overrated. But Silver Dollar City looks very promising. I would love to make it out to Silver Dollar City. You have no clue what park you'll go to next, and you have 199 credits? Well, that's fun. You gotta choose what number 200 is. Oh, you went to Universal Studios a month before it opened? Oh, that's so sad. I went to Universal as they were doing soft openings for the train that takes you between parks, the Hogwarts Express, and I just barely missed out on that one, and I was so sad. Hey, let's go. We got the bronze star. Dorney is outstanding. You need to revisit Mount Olympus. Mount Olympus just had a roller coaster that derailed. I'm not sure if I would go there for a while. It's a little concerning for their safety standards. Yeah, that was on Zeus. A little concerning, so I'm not sure if it's a good idea to ride the Hades right now. Don't want that one to derail. Everyone else is scared of Mount Olympus, so I'll get my free rides. I feel like some people have a reason to be scared of Mount Olympus, though. You go enjoy the rides. I'll stay over here. I hope you have fun. You rode Ninja in 5th grade? The boss RMC 2026. I don't know about that one. We'll see. I wish. I mean, they could really use another standout attraction. But we shall see. Ninja is your 4th favorite coaster at St. Louis? Really? I thought it was like universally hated by everyone. Hey, your time Axolotl, how's it going? You wish you had a reason to go back to St. Louis. It's 5 hours away. You don't have half the credits there. I think it's about 5 hours away from me, too. I just haven't made it out there yet. Why do you give this a catwalk? It's gotta be realistic. There we go. What's my home park? I don't know if you're asking me or someone in chat, but my home park is Kings Island. I'm about an hour away from Kings Island and 3 hours from Cedar Point. Indiana Beach and Holiday World are pretty solid. Indiana Beach doesn't really have the best ride selection, but it's still a fun park. Midwest gang, let's go. You just went to Six Flags St. Louis? Midwest gang. Ohio's like barely Midwest. I am just barely in the Midwest gang. You need to ride Triple Loop and experience the true glorious pain. When are they giving it the new restraints? I know they've been talking about it, but I don't know if they have it yet. Oh, it already has the new restraints? Really? Yeah, that was fast. I feel like they just announced that a couple weeks ago. I don't know, because there's not a big, like, Indiana Beach YouTuber group, so it's hard to know what's going on over there. It already has the restraints. Wow. That was really fast. Cedar Point's garage sale. I don't think this would fit on Triple Loop, but that would be pretty hilarious. Cedar Point is gonna have a big garage sale soon. They got rid of Snake River Falls. They might get rid of Top Thrill too. I mean, they probably won't, but who knows? They're gonna hold a garage sale for all the parks out there that need some used rides. Cedar Fair versus Six Flags. I know it's an old question. It depends, because they offer very different things. If you go to Six Flags, you go to Six Flags for the rides. If you go to a Cedar Fair park, you go for the experience. So for example, Six Flags Great Adventure has the world's tallest roller coaster, and I feel like that's a great reason to visit that park. But obviously you wouldn't visit that park for the atmosphere or for the food. I think they offer very different things. But me personally, I would say Cedar Fair. The only Schwarzkopf you rode was Scorpion. That was a good Schwarzkopf too. I think I've been on like 3 or 4 by now, and they've all been really solid rides. You're gonna pick up a Top Thrill 2 Lightning Train for your backyard? Yeah, good luck with that. I imagine if they sell that, it's gonna auction for like $200,000. You underestimate all the Cedar Point fans out there who will pay millions for a roller coaster train. Who needs money when you could have a lightning train? How come nobody likes the Aero Coaster, but everybody likes the flying scooters? There's a giant line for the flying scooters, but nobody... I mean, there's a couple of people in line for this one. I've only been to a Six Flags park. I think it depends on the Cedar Fair park. Like, Michigan's Adventure is basically a Six Flags park, because they don't have the best food to offer, they don't have the best atmosphere. They just have a couple rides, and that's all they really have. So I think, like, Six Flags Fiesta Texas is more of a Cedar Fair park than Michigan's Adventure, so I think it depends on the park. But generally speaking, Cedar Fair parks are better. For some reason you think Six Flags has a better atmosphere, except for Discovery Kingdom. I've never been to Discovery Kingdom. Don't they have animals there? I feel like the animal exhibits would be pretty cool. And I think it also depends on the park, because Cedar Point doesn't have a lot of shade, it's crowded, it's uncomfortable. I wouldn't say Cedar Point has the best atmosphere. But parks like Kings Island is a beautiful park. Dorney Park is an incredible park, just great atmospheres all around. You don't like Cedar Point? I feel like that's a pretty controversial opinion. You can't say you don't like Cedar Point. Everybody loves Cedar Point. King's Island, King's Dominion, Dorney, Carowinds are basically the antithesis of Cedar Point. That's true. King's Dominion has trees everywhere, shade everywhere. Beautiful, beautiful park. Your favorite is Busch Gardens Williamsburg? That's a good choice. That's one of my favorites for sure. I want to put something here, but there's a hill. There's a hill right here, and I can't really put rides here. I guess I could do this, but that looks ugly. This is like a Hershey Park scenario, because everything's just on a big hill. What is this? What is this path? What is that? Oh my goodness. I hope they don't have paths like that in Planet Coaster 2, that's hideous. I think that's a bug. Michigan's Adventure equals Cedar Point? In what ways? In what ways does Michigan's Adventure equal Cedar Point? Silver Dollar City looks incredible. I can certainly understand why you'd have that as your favorite. I go to Dollywood all the time, and Dollywood is fantastic. Like, one of the best atmospheres out of any amusement park, and I assume Silver Dollar City would be similar. So, I can certainly understand why that would be your favorite. Can't put trash cans anywhere because there's a hill. This is very troublesome. Inconvenient hill. I feel like this park's kind of coming together. Look at that. It looks a lot better than before. You like Michigan's Adventure the same or more than Cedar Point? I feel like the big advantage of Michigan's Adventure is the crowds, because it's in the middle of nowhere, and nobody really goes there, so you never have to deal with crowds. Whereas Cedar Point is just always packed. Because I think if you're discussing Michigan's Adventure and Cedar Point in terms of rides, Cedar Point wins that any day of the week. But if you're discussing just general atmosphere and general crowd level, I think Michigan's Adventure probably wins that. Energy features are disabled in this park. Staff will not use this building. That's annoying. So some scenarios have the energy feature and some don't. Yeah, it has like 3 times as many coasters. Yeah, Michigan's Adventure has like, what, 4 or 5? Crowds make or ruin a day for me. Yeah, that's fair. Michigan's Adventure is one of the quietest parks I've been to. It's very different from Cedar Point. I think I'm gonna put like a little food stand over here. Make a little Cedar Fair park. We got the rides down, now we need the food and the shade and the atmosphere. You'd rather ride terrible rides with no line than good rides with lines. That's fair. That's fair. I think it depends on the person, because a coaster enthusiast would obviously prefer Cedar Point, because they just care about the coasters. I mean, not all coaster enthusiasts, but most just want to ride the craziest coasters. But if you're a Disney adult or just a theme park enjoyer, you will probably prefer a park with lower crowds and less offerings. I don't know how I'm going to do the doors for this restaurant, because it kind of just like intersects with the pathway. I'm going to have to move it back a little bit. There we go, that's better. There we go, that looks halfway decent. Big box, but at least it has food. Alright, I think it's about time for roller coaster number 2. No, I don't have enough money yet, never mind. Maybe a flat ride though. I can see a little flat ride over here. Your amazing home park has bad rides and long lines. Which park is that? Oh, Elitch Gardens? Is that it? Oh, that's right, I remember. We were talking about the Vekoma Boomerang in the SLC. I mean, I guess it's like the only amusement park for miles and miles and miles. So I would understand why it's crowded. That's pretty sad. All those lines just for SLC. Unfortunate. Your favorite park is Magic Mountain and Kings Island? Or either Magic Mountain or Kings Island? I've never been to Magic Mountain, but Kings Island is pretty solid. Your least favorite is Knott's Berry Farm? What experience did you have there? I'm curious. very crowded. I've seen 2 or 3 hour lines for Mind Eraser, the SLC. Oh no, why would those people do that to themselves? Half the rides were closed at Knott's Berry Farm? Oh, that's a shame. I know Accelerator is rarely open. That's like the star attraction there. That's a busy park too, I'm sure. Oh, that's a shame. Pony Express. Montezuma is literally gone. Jaguar was closed. Oh really, Accelerator was one of the only ones that was open? Nice, you walked right on. Knott's Berry Farm doesn't include parking? I didn't even know that. I mean, I guess it's in like the middle of is it Buena Vista? Busy city in California. You have to walk under a highway to get there. They were really rude. Oh, that's a shame. Coaster, you had the same experience at Knott's? Did you guys have Fast Lane? I'm curious if Fast Lane would make a big difference, because I know it's a busy park. Oh, you did 4 parks the 4 previous days? I'm sure you were exhausted after that. Yeah, I think some parks like Cedar Point, Canada's Wonderland, Knott's Berry Farm, you kind of need Fast Lane to have a good experience. Especially when they're so busy like that. Another reason I don't like Cedar Fair. I mean, aren't some Six Flags parks the same way though? Valley Fair was more enjoyable than Knott's. I did not like Valley Fair. I thought Valley Fair was one of the worst parks I've been to. You've never had Fast Lane. Build a dive coaster in the hole in the ground? How deep is the hole? You know, that'd be really cool actually. I don't think dive coasters unlocked in this scenario though. I could probably research it. Let me research a coaster, and if I get a dive coaster, I'll put it right in the middle for you. You really liked Valley Fair? I think Wild Thing is pretty meh. Olsen Towers, Sarlacc Pit. I mean, they have Wild Thing there, they have Steel Venom. Steel Venom's awesome, but Wild Thing doesn't really do much for me. The trim brakes on Wild Thing really hit, and I feel like the ride loses a lot of its speed. It flew through the trims? Really? I was there last year, the trim brakes slammed. Oh, you think the rain helped the trim brakes kick in less? Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, Steel Force barely trims at all, and it's incredible. Steel Force is an amazing hypercoaster at Dorney. And I think the layout's similar to Wild Thing, but Wild Thing is just so much slower. Delirium at Valley Fair. Is Delirium the Larson Super Loop? The purple one at Valley Fair? It's like Kings Island Delirium is a completely different ride. Yeah, Larson Loop. It's so funny because Delirium is called, Kings Island has Delirium and it's like a Huss Frisbee. And King's Dominion has Delirium, it's also a Frisbee ride. And then Valley Fair has Delirium and it's completely different. Mamba is your third favorite coaster at Worlds of Fun. I haven't made it out to Worlds of Fun yet. Honestly, would Dorney deserve a Giga? I don't think a Giga. I don't know. I think Dorney needs another new coaster, but I don't think a Giga would really do much. Yeah, Delirium at Kings Island is great. I mean, it's not my favorite flat ride. I think it's pretty good. It's not the best, it's not the worst. I think the best thing about Delirium at Kings Island is the capacity. It has a huge capacity. Just sometimes the operations are really slow. The next Giga is going to Busch Gardens Tampa? Oh, sure, whatever you say. I'll believe it when I see it. I wish Intamin would make a new Giga model. That would be really cool. Intamin has created some crazy rides recently. Falcon's Flight. Yeah, I think Delirium holds 48. It's either 48 or 52. Why is my park losing money? Maybe because I built so many paths. You want to see an SNS flying coaster? Like the Axis coaster, or just like a B&M Flyer, but built by SNS? I forgot I went to Kings Island, that's my favorite. Kings Island's your favorite park? I think the only SNS coasters I've ridden are the SNS 4D free spins, which certainly have a pretty divided audience. I mean, not the best reputation. Oh, the people love the car ride, look at this. I don't think I'm even selling Express Pass, I'm gonna get rid of the little Express thing. Oh no, what did I do? B&M Flyers are so bad, I wish SNS would do them justice. Really? I don't think B&M Flyers are bad at all. I think Manta at SeaWorld Orlando is phenomenal. I think the Superman clones are phenomenal. I don't think B&M flying coasters are bad in any way. I don't want to have priority pass on this ride. How to get rid of that? There we go. Disable. You have a massive hatred for Superman clones for replacing Shockwave. I feel like you have to judge the rides for what they are, though, not for what they replaced. Because obviously, Orion at King's Island replaced Firehawk, and Firehawk was my favorite, so I'm really upset that Firehawk's gone. But I can't hold that grudge against Orion, because Orion is also a great ride. I think a lot of the rides at Six Flags are kind of out of place, but still, Bean and Flyers are pretty good in my opinion. I really like the Vekoma Flyers. Firehawk was amazing. You knew I was going to compare Firehawk's Last Orion to Shockwave and Superman. You think Superman should have not been cloned? Yeah, that's ideal. I think ideally they all get their own layouts, but they took the cheaper route with that, and they're still pretty good rides, so I'm not upset that they're cloned. Has anyone been on Wicked at Lagoon? Are you talking about Wicked Twister at Cedar Point or Wicked at Lagoon? People still love the little Larson scooters. Oh, they like the Arrow too. I'll increase the price a little bit. No, I haven't been on Wicked at Lagoon. Yeah, Cannibal looks insane. That ride looks like one of a kind. Wicked at Lagoon is similar to Impulse at Canoes. It is, except Wicked has a launch. It has a flat launch, and then it shoots you up the tower, and you keep launching, so it has like a vertical launch. Looks really unique. Yeah, it is a zero. You really want to ride Wicked? It looks really unique. I think that would be a really cool ride. That and Cannibal. Cannibal's in the same park. Cannibal looks just as cool, in my opinion. Impulse at Knoebels is incredibly smooth. There's not like a single bump. This park's a disaster. I can't place anything anywhere because it's on a hill. Try to fix this queue up a little bit. It's been bugging me. It's always full. There, I think that's gonna help. It's gonna be like a 2-hour queue for the little cars. Look at that, we got the silver star now. All that's left is 1,000 guests and 2 entertainers. Should be pretty easy. Have I played Roller Coaster Tycoon 3? I have. That's one of the first games I ever played. Unfortunately, the problem with that game is that it really struggles to run on modern systems, unless you buy the new version. Because I have a copy of the old version from like 2008, I think, and it barely runs on my computer, because it's just different hardware than what they had back then. There's an iPad version of Roller Coaster Tycoon 3? Really? I feel like that would be hard to control with a touchscreen, though. I feel like you kind of need at least a controller for that, or a mouse and keyboard. I've seen it. I think I saw the App Store. Have you played it? I don't remember you playing it. I don't remember that at all. I believe you, but I don't remember that. You only have an old laptop from 2000... See, an old laptop from 2007 would be perfect for Roller Coaster Tycoon 3. I feel like that's ideal, because if you run it on new hardware, it really struggles, but an old laptop is perfect for that game. There's no goldfish emoji. I do have the memory of a goldfish, unfortunately. I didn't even remember talking about Elitch Gardens yesterday. That's real bad. I feel like even a goldfish would remember yesterday. The restaurant is popping. So is the scooters. People love the scooters. Okay. Question for the chat. Would you wait like 2 hours for a little car ride, but the car ride goes into like a spooky cavern? Like, look at this. Yeah, look at that. How do I get out? So it's just a little Antique Autos ride, but it does all that. Would you wait 2 hours for it? Because these people sure would. There we go. That is scenario number 2 completed. Awesome. I feel like I could do a lot more with this park, but technically I already completed all the objectives. I did catch a thief. Got ejected from the park too. That's what happens when you steal, you get ejected from the park. and when you film on the rides. And when you bring a loose article on Steel Vengeance, you get ejected from the park. Alright, well that is all the objectives complete. That is 3 stars on the second campaign scenario. This is a complete park. And in the near future, I'm going to play the 3rd scenario, but that is all. Replaying Planet Coaster. So I think that is all from today's stream. Next stream is going to be the 3rd scenario, so stay tuned for that. Thanks for everyone in chat for sticking around and chatting, hanging out, having fun. I hope you enjoyed the stream. Stay tuned for the next Planet Coaster stream. Like always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.